Okay, so we are live right now. What I'm going to do before I jump totally into this, I've got to post some links real quick, so just bear with me. For those of you who are on the actual hangout right now, for those who aren't, you won't know what it is that I'm doing right now, so it's no big deal. But I want to give an opportunity to make sure that folks who are popping over to my blog can get there and take advantage of this discussion on Brussels sprouts. I'm actually very excited about this. Let me see. And a matter of fact, just so that I don't have feedback, let me make sure that this link is going well. Okay, caramelized Brussels sprouts and onions. Look at that. Okay, so I'm seeing myself, this is kind of surreal, right? I'm seeing myself as I am posting this information. Okay, I'll post later. Subscribe. Channel here. Okay, so you're hearing my kids in the background. They're doing their thing. And make sure that I'm setting this up correctly. This is actually pretty cool. Okay. I may have them close the room door. We'll see. Let's see now. Hey guys, why don't you close the door in, okay?
Close the door, Dad?
Yes.
Close our room door?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys are making a little too much noise for this hangout. Thanks. I love my boys. They're awesome. Awesome and very energetic. Okay, so I'm placing this not only in the food section, but the recipe section as well. And, okay, I will leave it at that. Okay, and I will fix the meta tags and all the rest of that a little later. I'm not going to do it right now. I want to make sure that I have this thing doing its thing now. Okay, so now I think I can, voila. Okay, so I'll probably have to go back in and handle that link a little later, but I'm okay with that. Okay, so now let me log out real quick so that I can get the actual URL to post. out. Okay, so let me pop on into Facebook real quick. Okay, so what I'm doing, basically, you're seeing me kind of set everything up. Well, you're actually just seeing my face right now, but I'm setting everything up, which I actually should have had that part done already. That's okay. You know, sometimes we get a little sidetracked when we've got family and kids and all of that. But I wanted to make sure that I did not allow that to be an excuse for my not going live at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, like I said. So at 10 o'clock, actually 9:59, I finished putting together the live feed and all of that. And so now I am actually going live. So I'm very excited about that. Let me show you exactly what I'm doing. This could probably pose as a really good training scenario for those of you who are wanting to see, okay, how does this stuff actually work behind the scenes? Running real quick. Okay, so pop on over here, share, and now boom. Yep, okay, there it is. Okay, so now I'm popping right on in here. And so what I want to do is, okay, caramelized onion sprouts, great. Okay, so I want to add a log real quick. Okay. Brussels sprouts. Really? You gotta be kidding me. Okay. Just say bee sprouts. Let's see if that does it. Wow. Okay, car. Boom. All right. So copy that. Let me pop back on over to my Facebook. Okay, here's my take on of my all-time favorites. I really love Brussels sprouts. I mean, you know, I know a lot of people who don't. I can't for the life of me figure that out. But anyway, all-time favorites. Brussels sprouts. Okay. I'm live now. Join me. And let's talk food. Okay, so let me share this real quick. Post. Okay, awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to share this over to my timeline because I want folks to join in on my timeline. Now, hopefully, okay, it looks like we're having challenges with the share button. Facebook sometimes kind of makes you wonder. Okay, so I'll have to manually do this share again. Okay, so what you just saw was me just kind of setting things up. That's the backgrounder on that. And for those who are interested in, how some of the backgrounder works, that's how it works. So I'm going to have to go now and pop a link into my regular timeline because, unfortunately, for whatever reason, Facebook was not allowing me to do that. And that's okay because I've got workarounds to it. But I'm actually excited because I want to get into the conversation around these caramelized Brussels sprouts. Very good. So I'm going to get the picture ready and all of that. It's already uploaded, but I want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to get in there. Now, I'm just kind of running off at the mouth right now because I realize that I don't think there's a whole lot of people who are on the Hangout right now because I haven't actually put the live link in to my timeline. And so this is only going to matter on the replay. But that's all right. This is how it really happens behind the scenes, folks. And so Facebook is having a little challenge getting there. Let me try re-load on the page. Let me see if I can share this thing from my phone. Sometimes that works out a little better. Okay, here we go. Good stuff. Sometimes you just have to, take your time and work with it. Okay. Live now. Out. Okay. Okay, very good. If you ever wanted secrets to making these delectables, okay, let me share my screen again so you can see what it is that I'm typing, and you're not just looking at my face. Okay, that's okay. Okay, share. All right. Delectables. Spelling. Delectables. Secrets to making these delectables. Pop. Going here now. It's going down. Okay. Boom. Okay, so now I think what I will do is actually I'm just going to go on into talking about it because everybody will be able to check the replay if in fact they missed this portion of it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to have to check into some of the comments that are going on here. I saw some comments that I hadn't seen earlier. Oh, that looks succulent. Oh my goodness. I'm a very happy camper right now. And fortunately and unfortunately, those Brussels sprouts are history. They're gone. We've eaten them. They're gone. They're good too. Okay, but let's talk about what it is that I did. PDTPST through the get a real so, Eric. Okay, let me LLL him. Okay, LOL. Okay, this is one of my friends, Eric Ice Gibson, a phenomenal marketer, who has been getting on me for a while. Him and several of my other friends about when are you going to put together your cookbook. And it's been a long time coming. So this is actually my shot across the bow to kind of get myself into that mode, right, into that zone of doing recipes every day, posting recipes every day, talking about them every day, just to prime that pump so that when I do step into actually doing the book, I'm already kind of there in that mindset. Let's see, it's on now. Jump on. Okay. So, okay, so I just commented on that, and there it is. Okay, so I added that with my phone. All right, so let's talk about this real quick. Now, what you're seeing right here, this beautiful delectableness, it is Brussels sprouts and caramelized onions with, a simple seasoning of dill seed. Now, I did expand upon this one after doing this shot because I turned it into somewhat of a frittata for my wife and kids. And, but I wanted that there like that, this particular image, because it is just great as a standalone. Now, like I said, I think it was in yesterday's hangout, when I do my ingredients, I treat each and every one of them as if they were their own meal. So I season them accordingly, and that way, at any time that I have to stop cooking, it always is going to taste really good. So I layer my seasonings, I layer my techniques and things like that, just to make sure that I am, you know, giving myself a good lazy out. Let's see, who's that? Oh, nice. Okay. So anyway, I think that was Rihanna. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So what I did with these, very simple, and I probably won't talk long on this. The setup was actually longer than the explanation around this. And if you guys are posting questions and comments and things like that on this thread, then I'll respond to those accordingly. But okay, so let's talk about this. Okay, so what I didn't use the red onions today because I didn't really want the overly sweet ness of the red onions. The red onions are naturally sweet to begin with. So when you apply the heat and then they caramelize and get even sweeter, it can flatten the flavor out in some senses if you don't have other things to counterbalance that sweetness. I didn't want to go that direction. I wanted to go with just the straight brown onion, chopped them up. You know, it was a medium dice. And I added extra virgin olive oil today. I did not use the coconut oil, mainly because I ran out of coconut oil, and I happen to have an abundance of extra virgin olive oil. So I used extra virgin olive oil. I am not opposed to it whatsoever. I love extra virgin olive oil. And for cooking, especially if I'm not using very high heat, which I don't tend to do anyway, I don't fry a lot of foods. I will saute and simmer, braise, and things like that because I want to protect the qualities of the oil as much as possible so that it's not just something that tastes good, but it actually is good. It is healthy for you when you're eating it. So I don't do very high heat cooking. I do medium heat to low heat cooking and braising. All right, so now I'll be redundant if I say that again. All right, so what I did was I chopped up these onions and I salted them down. Now, of course, you know I use the pink Himalayan salt. I like it because it has roughly 84 minerals in it, trace minerals and all that, so it's not just straight sodium, and it's not a petroleum derivative like your table salt. It doesn't have the junk in it that the table salt has in it. So I don't have to look at, well, how is it going to just end up building up in my system? Now, granted, I was talking to a pink Himalayan salt expert several months ago, and hopefully this go round when we go down to Florida, to the Orlando, I don't know if we'll have a chance to go and meet up with him because he's in the Florida area. But we had like a 2-hour conversation just talking about the properties of pink Himalayan salt. And I was under the impression that so long as you use it to cook with, you know, you're getting those minerals. And he corrected me. He says, no. You're not getting those minerals in that sense. When you cook with it and add it to other things, then it basically is just a salt component that happens to have other minerals, but they don't benefit you as if you were to take it and put it into purified water, distilled water, what have you, and let it sit in the sun for 72 hours. And then you take it, tablespoonful in an 8-ounce glass of pure water, and then you drink that down, right, on an empty stomach for those minerals to absorb into your system to start benefiting you. So I was like, wow, okay, I had no idea. I was under the impression, because of some of the reading that I had done and some of the studies, you know, on the pink Himalayan salt, that you could just take it and just so long as you add things, you're getting those minerals into your system. So, you know, I was very happy to be corrected on that to that end when I talked to him, you know, being that he's an expert. He actually imports it from the Himalayas. And he's got, I mean, just some really beautiful salt sculptures along with, like he sells it in the poundage, like I'm talking 50-pound, 100-pound sacks, those type of things. You know, guy after my own heart. You know, I mean, if you're going to do seasonings, if you're going to do salt and all of that, I figure why not get a bulk like that if you know you're going to use it exclusively. Now, I would also use some of the other salts, like your smoked salts, you know, the volcanic rock salt and stuff like that. I mean, you know, I like experimenting with different salts. There's so many types out there that have their own benefits and whatnot, their own flavors, their own nuances that add that special oomph to your dishes. And so when you start playing with the different salts, you start understanding that they will draw out certain flavors out of the dishes that you use them to prepare, right? That you prepare them with. And so I am looking forward to expanding upon my salt collection. You know, I've worked with, some of the salts like the ones that come from the islands, some of the different islands, the Hawaiian islands. I found out that, and I don't know if it was my family that used to do this or if it's just in the islands. One of my aunts was talking to me about, oh yeah, we used to, get the salt, from the sea and all of that, dry it out, do the whole thing. And I was like, wow, I had no idea. And she was like, oh yeah, it's nothing like it, nothing like the salt that you get from the islands. It's tastes really good. It's the best salt, best flavor. So I'm like, okay, proud about her salt, So anyway, I am looking forward to exploring that. So, okay, so I salt the onions, and basically I salt the onions because I want to draw out the extra liquids as quickly as possible so they can get down to the caramelization, the sweetening, and the like, right? Now, once they got a little translucent, I added about 8 ounces of the Brussels sprouts. I would have added a pound, but I didn't have a pound. I just had 8 ounces left of what it is that we ate from them the other day, or West Indian other day. That could have been last year, but the other day, right? And so I said, okay, well, let me add this because I just wanted a quick, light brunch for me and Gray and the kids, so that we can, have a nice, early lunch or late lunch, early dinner, right? And it worked out. Everybody loved it, including myself. And after I sauteed them, I let them do their thing, and then they were ready to plate. To that, I added chapati. My wife made chapati a couple of days ago. And so we make whole wheat coconut chapatis, right? And now when you think of that, I don't know if you're thinking that we actually take ground up coconut and put it in there. That's not what I'm talking about at all. We don't use coconut flour or anything like that. We use coconut oil and coconut milk in order to make the chapati. And that way it has that nice rich flavor. It's a very buttery, but just, deeply satisfying flavor. So when you combine that with some of the other things, it's like, oh my goodness, like, where have you been all my life? That's how good it is, right? It is the best chapati that I've ever tasted, and I've tasted my share of chapati. But the way that we make it at home, I don't think it's, it does not have a rival. We did, funny enough, have some chapati, and I flashed a picture of that with my boys making their version of it on the floor with the cutting board. Let me see if I could find that in these pictures. Okay, no, that's my homeschooling picture. Little feet. Okay. Yeah, little cutie. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it or not, because I don't really. There you go. No, that's not it. That's them playing in dirt. I told you this is unscripted. This is impromptu. Okay. I love that little guy. Okay. And I think because I'm doing the hangout, this is going a lot slower to get through these pictures to get to where it is that I ultimately want to be to show you this snapshot. Ooh, that was so good. Oh, that was good. Okay. Yeah, okay, that was oh, that was really good. You know what? I do have to say something about this real quick. Let me pop back to this. I know this is totally off subject here. That actually is pretty good. So if you're in the market for some organic horseradish mustard and you don't have the time or want to take the time to make your own, yeah, Annie's Naturals organic horseradish mustard was not disappointing. Now, granted, I would have to say that there are some artisan mustards out there that I think are better, but this horseradish mustard was very good, And I like the fact that it didn't have junk in it. She did not put, sugar or white sugar in there, which is good. It's totally organic, and it does have a nice kick to it. Now, granted, I like to make my own mustard, and so we'll talk about that maybe in another hangout after I make a mustard, and then I'll go over and talk about what I was thinking, why I did it. But anyway, okay, so I'm not going to fish through the rest of these pictures because I may not find what I'm looking for. And, oh, that was good. And it may not serve well for the length of this hangout. As I continue to flick through these pictures, right? I'm a total hypocrite on this, aren't I? I'm stalling. I'm stalling to see if maybe, as I'm talking, maybe I will happen across this picture and then be able to kind of put what I'm saying into context about this chapati. But when all is said and done, I did not take a picture of I did not take a picture of the chapati that was finished, the one that we did for there it is. There's the picture. Okay, see, I talked long enough till I got to the picture. Okay, so they're making this chapati, and the flour that was used, we used chapati flour, right? And it was very soft. I liked the texture of it. However, the flavor. Hey guys, you got to close that door. The flavor, however, it was not as good as the whole wheat coconut chapati that we make at the house. Now, I will say this, that we did not have coconut milk to go into this chapati, and that may be a game changer for it. But since since we didn't, I can't compare it to that. So anyway, all that to say that this right here was good. Recap. Caramelize your onions, add your dill seed to it during that caramelization process. I add it before it's totally caramelized because I want to extract both the water-soluble and oil-soluble flavors. And while the onion is releasing its liquids, the water is interacting with the dill seed, and while the oil is in the skillet, the oil is reacting to it. So each one of those things are drawing out the properties from the dill seed simultaneously. So I get the best of both worlds. As the liquid evaporates, what's left is the water-soluble elements that have attached now to the onion, infusing the Brussels sprouts that are put in there. I use frozen Brussels sprouts. If I had fresh Brussels sprouts on hand, I would have used those. But the frozen, they're good in a pinch. And if you notice just how glistening and bright green they are, I mean, they really looked that good. It was pretty awesome. So there it is. That's my hangout. Let me see if there are any questions. Okay, so I don't see any questions. And so on that note, let me look in my, pop on back over here. I'm going to come off a screen share. Okay, good deal. All right, so I'm back. Let me see if there's any other. Okay, going on. Okay, so there it is. All right, so I don't see any questions. There may be some other friends who are on the line. Okay, I'm seeing there. Okay, hey, how you doing? All right, so I'm going to end it now. If in case there's any questions, better pop them in now. I could always just manufacture questions if you guys are really asking questions. Oh yes, but I'm not going to do that. All right, so we're going to wrap this up. Thank you for stopping by this hangout, and I'm looking forward to doing some more of these dishes, in the future, tomorrow, and talking about it. Tomorrow's broadcast will not be at 10 p.m. It will be sometime in the morning or the afternoon. I've got quite a few trainings and hangouts to do tomorrow. But the foodie thing must go on. The show must go on. So it will not be at 10 o'clock. You know, I kind of shut things down, you know, on my Fridays to my Saturdays. And so with that said, if you want more information, if you want to know what type of things you can do with vegetarian cuisine, you know, vegan cuisine and all of that, and you want to know how to do it in a tasty way, then go ahead, comment, PM me. If you're on my blog, leave a comment and tag me, whatever. You know, let me know, and let me know what it is that you want me to explore on your behalf. I would be more than happy to do that, as I am a chef and a foodie, and I just love the conversation, love the topic of it. So go ahead and do that. You know, if you want to stay in contact with me, stay in touch with what it is that I've got going on. If you don't see a link on that page right now, then come back to the page, and you will see a link to click on in order to get, you know, a little bit more information and to get onto my mailing list. I would be more than happy to converse with you on and off of Facebook, on and off of YouTube, and on and off my blog. All right, I'll catch you later. It's Jason Hodge. I hope you have a great one. I'm having a great one. Bye-bye.